We have truck drivers that we need to run an $8 billion mine site that it's $1 million an hour, and you lose a truck. You're bringing in people to do very complex things, and you need to make this simple. You need to make it easy to set up, simple to operate, and trivial to troubleshoot. And I cannot tell engineers their babies are ugly. Like, this is a psychologically safe place. And so, how do I drive people like he did? Because he did tell them their babies are ugly, you stupid blank blank. Do not come back unless that mouse is fluid in its motion, that iPhone case can get a signal through an aluminum case. It just so many of those stories. How do I get there? And I can't. And I'm in this situation where I feel I've been blessed greatly to be put here to, as most entrepreneurs talk about, there's a luck factor, call it blessings, heavenly intervention to help me get where I am, to still be where I am. And I cannot do what I need to do. And I'm not capable of it. Like, I cannot, because I care so much about the people, to tell them their baby's ugly like he did and push them to do things that they didn't think is possible was a gap I knew I couldn't close. And I prayed for it. I prayed to have to not give a rip what they think, to not care about their feelings and tell them their baby's ugly and you need to get that robot doing this or else. We just have to. And so, really sad about that. But then as I work through it, I think you even mentioned Wall Street, the Harvard Business Review talked about the power of humility. And so I saw that. And then I was involved with a strategic coach program up in Toronto with Dan Sullivan and about strengths finders. Then seeing, he said, confidence is your greatest asset as a entrepreneur, and figuring out what your strengths are and then building on those and not trying to be someone else. And just being reminded of things like Abraham Lincoln's quote about, if you'd win a man to your cause, convince him you're a sincere friend. I'm like, hey, I can do that. I was an engineer. I can build in a different way. And so it even got biblical as I thought about, I was trying to put on Saul's armor like David and Goliath's story, and I couldn't carry it. Like, I couldn't wield the sword of Steve Jobs. And I realized I was a slingshot guy, and that if I had a humble team around me, we could do anything. If they were coming to me and saying, hey, here's my baby, how's it look? And how could I make this baby cuter? And and so they're offering up themselves for correction or ideas. And I realized, holy cow, humble is the culture that I can thrive in. And then to see Google come out with their psychological safety principle, which is humble, it is this group where it's a safe place. You can run a mining truck into a wall and Mel is going to look at it as an opportunity to grow. So you can't say anything wrong. You can't do anything that isn't going to be turned into a positive. And if we can have the best ideas of everyone in the room and everyone is offering up their baby for suggestions, we should be able to beat these other companies. We should have the best ideas out of every room, the best solutions out of every team, and thrill our customers better than anyone else can.